Ciao a tutti, it's Aram, and today we are back after a bit of a pause. We have my tournament match from Mortal Kombat number 25. This was Cyber Dragon Artifact versus Geargia, and we see that you know he's opened with Upstart, and he's going for a combo with Soul Charge, which you know if he knows what I am playing, that is well, actually, it's game one, so he's not meaning Cyber Dragon, so I don't know. Seems kind of like the wrong play, especially since because of what I'm playing. But he opens with Firehand and Wiretap and Bottomless. Actually, considering he doesn't know what I'm playing because of the fact that he doesn't have many traps, probably going for the combo is fine. Meanwhile, I have kind of the opposite. I have Ignition, Double Cyclone, Torrential Duality, and Dre. Um, Actually, okay, so interestingly enough, he doesn't go for an X-Ray Z-play. He just goes for a double set armor and pass, which makes sense, frankly. It's a fine play. Meanwhile, I top deck into Double Cyclone, and with Duality, I get Sanctum. Should I have gotten Sanctum? Honestly, in hindsight, probably would have picked the Cyber Network. But considering the fact that I didn't know the back rows, Sanctum seemed like the safer pick. And I didn't want to normal summon Dry because I'm not gonna do too much with it. But at the same time, you could argue to just normal summon it so that I have already a level 5 monster on the field next turn, which I can use. But in this matchup, I would rather keep it in my hands to have Chimera Tech access. So Siski top decks Finish Chain. I try to go for Torrential, but I get wiretapped. That really hurts. He searches Accelerator. And he flips back down and adds another Accelerator to the hand. Flips armor back down again. Sets the third armor. And I go for Ignition and Double Cyclone. And here now I kind of have free access to Zen Minus. Zemayo, sorry. Really good card in Cydrafact simply because of the fact that it's a machine, so you're locked into it. But yeah, I popped 2 armors and attack into the last card because I didn't know if it was a fair hand or not, and I would have preferred to attack into it than pop it outright. Just in case it was a fire hand. And he does have the fire hand, and he summons it. Let it crash. I didn't really have much of another option there at all. So here I go for setting the breakthrough skill was if I didn't have this specific play, would have been a fine play. But considering what I had specifically, it kinda was really really bad for him to do because now I can just pop the ice hand without having any back rows to pop and top deck into dry. But the core is just too strong right now to make to normal summon. So I can set the Cyber Network, and now we're just kind of chilling. Yeah, I still have the Cyber Dragon in hand to the Dre in hand to get Chimera attack if I need to. Top decks, he upstarts into the Crow, and he goes for a bit of an aggro push, which versus Cyber Dragon you never really want to do when you're playing Geargias. Not with Geargia attacks because now I can just I can just network into the third dry and core stays alive. And now I can just make Chimera attack. And that's GG. Because I already have a normal summon. No, right, not quite yet. And yeah, I forget. I thought I had to banish. Forgot that just overload fusion and not Chimera attack. Yeah. He top decks into another fire hand. Top deck into the torrential that got wired up to turn 2, turn 3. And the let the fire hand go. Because, it doesn't really have much life points. And, here I kinda fuck up because I could have just normal summoned Maxi and attacked for game because, it doesn't have any other fire hands. So, but, he goes for normal summon accelerator, I go for torrential. And, I'm not entirely sure whether scooping was correctly, but yeah. Would have triggered my cyber network and summoned all my shit. So, if he couldn't deal with it, which I forgot to check his end at the end of the replay, but, could have been pretty bad. But he opens Finish, Double Breakthrough, Ice Sand, Geargia Arsenal, and Upstart that is gonna draw into Wiretap. And with the Arsenal is summoning Geargia Armor. Meanwhile, my opening hand is Sanctum, Duality, MST, Core, Cyber Dragon OG, and Double Cyclone. So, pretty solid hand. I decided to go for the Cyber Dragon because it's just very strong versus Geargia Armor. Because I know that it's a Geargia Armor for a fact, and it's not gonna be an end. So just try to go for it, see if it sticks, and then I go for for the Core. And it gets Breakthrough Skill, which really sucks, I really want that to happen turn 1. But, he had the 2 Breakthrough Skills and a Finish Chain. That Core was never resolving. Never. But, yeah, he top decks into Accelerator, I think, or something. No, he top decks into Geargia Armor, sorry. And he almost summons Ice Hand, and I just go for both of my MSTs, and then I summon Moral Attack, and so now he doesn't have any. So now I don't have any spell and traps that he can pop. And I top deck into Duality, which is kind of terrible because I'm in the situation to make a level rank 5. Play this at that, and yeah, so that kind of sucks. But I decided to go for Duality. Not entirely sure why, frankly. Maybe because I'm chilling with 2100 beaters. I'm not doing poorly in any way in any situation. So yeah, I go for the Duality and I get Moral Attack, Cyber Dragon Hand, Cyber Network, and obviously I pick Cyber Network. Really want that cat on the field. And he goes for a Gear Gigantex. Sorry, right. For the 101, which is definitely the correct play. I change Cyber Network and banish another Cyber Dragon. And then I Duality again because I could have went for 5, but Zenmayu wouldn't have had an effect, and that was the only thing that I could have gone into. So I get MST, Mind Control, and Dry. I choose MST, so I can pop my Cyber Network mainly. Normal Summon Dry. I forget to activate the effect. It's not like I forgot. It's just that I was. It was a misplay more than a forgetting shit, But yeah, I set that and pass and banish a core to have something else to summon. Since I kind of want to keep the Cyber Dragon for later, I guess. And I do have a core in graveyard, so yeah, I always want to keep one Cyber Dragon, but I don't know why I didn't pick one. Probably because I at this point in the tournament I still had not noticed that Dry needs to be normal summon to activate the effect. I thought it was just an ignition effect, not. I hadn't read the card. Yeah, he goes for a set ice hand, and I go for a networked into Dre, of course. And he scoops because I go for MST on Cyber Network. Okay, Cyber Dragon wouldn't have been too necessary here, but Dre Core wouldn't have done shit, so I don't know. So it's probably because I didn't notice yet in the tournament that Dre works like that. Cyber Dragon is a pretty complicated deck, I feel like. But it's a really fun deck in my opinion. Pretty strong. It has a very bad Artifact Sharptrix matchup, but besides that, its matchup spread is actually pretty solid. Especially since it doesn't have that many side-ins. It's mainly just MST. So yeah, that's it for me. Leave a like, join Discord, leave a comment, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good shit, and good.